Hey, Inspired Tribe. How's it going? It's John Nolan here. It's Kristin Nolan here. It's April 1st, 2020. And welcome to the Inspired Daily Livestream, the pure positive stream of life. We're so happy to see you guys. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks for tuning in. And you know the mantra for our daily livestream. I know you know it, so please comment it in the live chat section. It's we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, and we're free. How you doing, Inspired Tribe? Let me know where you're tuning in from. As always, let me know what's happening. Let me know how you're feeling today. And as always, this is a co-creative process, so we're doing this together over the next minutes and maybe, hour. We'll see. We'll see where it takes us. The motto for today, or the general direction, is that there are tremendously beautiful and positive messages out there from wise teachers, spiritual leaders, and some of the messages they have been given us for years, and some are very fresh. And there's one that I want to jump on in just a little bit here that we feel is just so aligned and so important for these times. Wonderful. Hey, Agni. Hey, Susan. How's it going? Susan D. from one Nolan to another. Welcome, Susan. It's good to see you from Indiana. It's so good to see where people are tuning in from. I know in one live stream, I think we had 3 or 4 continents, which was amazing and beautiful to see, and God knows how many time zones. I know some people are tuning in from the future, and I know some people are tuning in from the past. For those of you who are new to this daily live stream, this was a kind of a very inspired thought that Kristin had. She felt like it was the right thing for this time to connect every single day, to get together, to use this medium to co-create together. And it's been an amazing journey so far. We love all your comments. We love the input. We love how what you feel, what your experiencing enhances the vibration and raises it. And that's what it's really all about. That's what we wanted to do with this in these times, to raise the vibration in these times that we're experiencing right now. So let me go ahead and read this message to you that was sent to me a few days ago. And this is the message of White Eagle. He's a Hopi Indian, and this is a message that he has for humanity right now. Now I'm going to probably go and read it in sections, and then we can talk some about it. So what he says is, this moment humanity is going through can be seen as a portal and as a hole. The decision to fall into the hole or go through the portal is up to you. If you repent of the problem and consume the news 24 hours a day with little energy, nervous all the time with pessimism, you will fall into the hole. But if you take this opportunity to look at yourself, rethink life and death, take care of yourself and others, you will cross the portal. Take care of your home, take care of your body, connect with the middle body of your spiritual house. All this is synonymous. That is to say the same. When you are taking care of one, you are taking care of everything else. I believe this is really beautiful. If you take care of one, you take care of everything else. I think what White Eagle is saying here, that this is the perfect time for us to rejoin and bring it all together, body, mind, and spirit in one unity, because this is what it is going to require for us to move forward. As the vibration is higher now, as everything is in a different frequency, we ourselves are required to step up and raise our frequency as well. And he goes on to say, do not lose the spiritual dimension of this crisis. Have the aspect of the eagle, which from above sees the whole, sees more widely. This, by the way, is my spiritual animal, the eagle. There is a social demand in this crisis, but there is also a spiritual demand. The two go hand in hand. So in other in I feel like the social demand is for us to do our part right now, and I don't want to tell you what that is, but I feel we all have a good idea of what it is. The spiritual part, however, is what we've been talking about in the past days and weeks and months. Is the reconnection, the meditation, the going within. That's highly important. Um, the two go hand in hand. Without the social dimension, we fall into fanaticism. Thank you. Difficult, not really difficult word. Fanaticism. But without the spiritual dimension, we fall into pessimism and lack of meaning. You were prepared to go through this crisis. Take your toolbox and use all the tools at your disposal. Learn about resistance with indigenous and African peoples. We have always been and continue to be exterminated. This is their perspective, of course. But we still haven't stopped singing, dancing, lighting a fire, and having fun. Don't feel guilty about being happy during this difficult time. You don't help at all by being sad and without energy. And I think this is super, super important. Number one, perhaps we can take another perspective, and this is just, of course, from our personal. I feel this is a great time of resilience. How do we adjust to this situation, and how do we move forward from here? But one thing that is so important to me is what White Eagle is saying here, that the letting go of guilt, because we are being bombarded, as he said, on the news with horror pictures, and some people feel very guilty, and I've read this over and over, where people say this is not a time to be happy, this is not a time to be outside, or to be joyful, this is a time to be cramped up inside. And it couldn't be further from the truth. If you look at it from a purely physical medical standpoint, what brings you into the receptive mode for illness? If you're stressed out, if you're anxious, if you're cooped up, what's going to happen? You are going to have a lower vibration. You're going to be very open and receptive for illness. Whereas if you take care of yourself, if you exercise, if you sing, if you meditate, if you go outside, now do the whole distancing thing, of course, but that doesn't mean you can't go outside and breathe fresh air and get some vitamin D. So be unapologetically joyful and happy. This is such an amazing time, and it's not just White Eagle. I see these messages from great teachers, people that I admire, people that we have been following for years and decades, amazing, brilliant people that, are living in these times. Scientists like Greg Braden, doctors like Dr. Bruce Lipton, and there's German and Austrian doctors that we follow as well. Or even the teachers that aren't physically around anymore. Wayne Dyer, look at what they had to say. Everyone was feeling that this great time is coming in our history. Now let me go on and see what White Eagle has said here. Don't feel guilty about being happy during this difficult time. You don't help at all by being sad and without energy. It helps if good things emanate from the universe now. It is through joy that one resists. Also, when the storm passes, you will be very important in the reconstruction of this new world. Now, please, let me go and read this one more time. When the storm passes, you will be very important in the reconstruction of this new world. And that's exactly what we've been talking about. You, and I'm talking to you, you will be so important in the reconstruction of this new world, and we're going to talk about just that in a little bit. I want you to hear what White Eagle says here. Let me see where we took off. You need to be well and strong, and for that there is no other way than to maintain a beautiful, happy, and bright vibration. This has nothing to do with alienation. This is resistance strategy. I call it resilience strategy, but okay. In shamanism, there is a rite of passage called the quest for vision. You spend a few days alone in the forest without water, without food, without protection. When you go through this portal, you get a new vision of the world because you have faced your fears, your difficulties. I believe this is our rite of passage right now. This is what is asked of you. Let them take advantage of this time to perform the vision-seeking rituals. This is exactly it. This is what is asked of you. What world do you want to build for yourself? For now, this is what you can do. Serenity in the storm. Calm down and pray every day. Establish a routine to meet the sacred every day. Good things emanate. What you emanate now is the most important thing. And sing, dance, resist through art, joy, faith, and love. This is such a beautiful message from White Eagle, a Hopi leader. Absolutely resonates with my soul, with my heart. So, so beautiful. And I want to tune in with you guys and see who's here and what you guys are thinking. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Maria. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Drew. So good to see you guys. Thank you, Drew. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. That's wonderful. Keep putting your thoughts into this box here. I love reading what you guys are getting from this, and building on this message from White Eagle. I feel the words that came to me today were reflect and renew. And the reflection part is the more we go and we take, Christine and I take our walks every day. It's about 5-6 miles every day. It's mainly nature. A little bit of it is here in our neighborhood. It's very lush, green, beautiful, quiet, peaceful. And it's a great time for reflection. And one thing that we have noticed over the past years, but that is becoming so apparent, is what is not working anymore. What has lost sense, what has lost meaning, and we have just been perpetuating it because it was something that we were used to. I'm talking mainly about, if you look at the driver for everything was the economic system, the importance of the almighty dollar. And if you look at so many other systems in technology and communication, even in health, and if you go holistic, all the areas are evolving, but our economic system has not evolved a single bit in the past past hundreds of years. Has not evolved a little bit. It's the same thing. We produce, we supply, and then we go out and we work hard at creating a demand for products that are not essential or good or needed for the most part. And we ship things around the world and we pollute and we all do all of that, which makes no sense whatsoever, especially given the possibilities, the technological past possibilities that we have, given our spiritual knowledge that we have, given the data that we have on what we do with the planet. And this, for us, this reflect and renew period right now is so beautiful because we observe nature, and there is, oh my God, everything is coming out. I talked to my dad earlier today back in Europe. He says the deer are coming back closer to the cities. There's sightings everywhere. There's wild boar. There's animals that haven't been seen close to cities are now coming back and showing themselves. And I feel it's a shy, but still it's a shy hello from nature that says, are we welcomed back into your lives? Are we welcomed back to coexist with you peacefully? And I mean, just think about it. That's what Christine and I have been talking about today. I mean, companies and corporations have gone through great lengths to whatever scandals that were there, if they were economic nature or pollution or whatever, they have gone through so much to keep going no matter what. And now, in a matter of days, almost everything has shut down because the time is here for that. And when the time comes, then it happens, and it happened. And we're living through these times. And the reflect and renew period really also means for us, I don't know about you, but my desires are ever changing and ever evolving. And the more I get even more in touch with nature, the more I feel that the materialistic stuff takes a back seat. It isn't to say that I'm not enjoying the beautiful things, but it appears that this quest for having more and more and more stuff becomes less and less and less important right now. How do you guys feel about that? Are you still dreaming about, and there's nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong. Are you still dreaming about having a lot of money, a lot of stuff? And again, there's no judgment here because we all love abundance. Or are you seeing different desires coming up for yourself? Let me know. I'd love to know. Drew says no more cheesesteaks. Good, good. Hello, everyone. Marianne says I can't afford stuff. Definitely. So, and also this whole reflect and renew thing that, and I really want to emphasize it. I've been saying this, we've been saying it, and we will be, of course, like Aggie says, well, still dream about money. Yes. So we all, of course, abundance. But what if abundance now in the future won't be directly tied to scarcity anymore? Because we've changed the vibration. And if we look at the prospect, if we look at the people of the old paradigm that are sitting on TV and giving us kind of the prospect of the future, they're saying, oh, we're entering difficult times. And we're saying there's absolutely no need for this. It is not like there's a natural law that forbids us from changing the rules of these systems that we have been playing with, right? If we were able to implement the internet that changed everything, the way we communicate, the way we do commerce, if we were able to do that, aren't we able now to get together and create new rules, create a new system where scarcity and debt isn't at the center of everything? Aren't we able to say, hey, why don't we create a system where everyone is taken care of, where everyone can thrive? Why don't we switch off this whole recession thing and booming economy, and that we can change the rules, can't we? We have the and please open your mind for this. There's no necessity for anyone to suffer economically from here on out, is there? If the whole world was able to say, stop, we're shutting things down, the whole world can be able to say, let's create a new system. Yes or no? Are you with me? Yeah, the resource-based economy, I totally agree. There's amazing systems out there. Our technology allows us now to create the supply for the demand exactly where it is demanded. If you only think, and I've listened to our friend Franz Hermann, he's Austrian, he's an amazing professor in Vienna, and he studied these systems for years. We now have the technology to produce what we need, where it is needed, when it is needed. Just think of 3D printers and the way they are expanding. What that means is, let's say that you are in Tucson, or you are somewhere in California, and today what you need is a new remote for your TV. You have a 3D printer, and this 3D printer can print you a new remote within minutes or maybe an hour, and then you have it there. It doesn't have to be produced in China. It doesn't have to be shipped around the planet and somewhere stored in a storage 1,000 miles away from you until the store that wants to sell it to you buys it and ships it again to your town, and then you go out and buy it. What a waste of resources. What a waste of time and money and all of that. We don't need that. And this is the way we can start to think right now. And if you look at what White Eagle says, and he's coming, of course, from a spiritual, natural way of thinking. That's the indigenous people that are teaching us so much. If you think about that, this is the possibilities that we're having right now. We can do this. The technology for this is here. There's absolutely no need that we play by the rules of 2 centuries ago. Come on. It's insane, isn't it? And because we have this awareness and because we feel it, we can change it. That's how I feel about it. Excuse me. Let me see what you guys are saying. I love what you guys are saying. There's also something that says here about money without working. And this is also part of the reflect and the renew section. So for the longest time, we were taught that this is the way it's supposed to be. If you want money, you have to work for it. But going back a few centuries, the concept of having a job wasn't really present in our society. People were farmers. People, learned a trade, and they would do when there was a demand for it, and they wouldn't do when there wasn't a demand for it. Almost everyone was able to grow their own food and be sustainable, which that the ability we have lost. Now the potential is here, but most of us don't have the ability anymore, although it is coming back. But the idea that in a future and in the present that is so technologically advanced that we will have the same system of everyone will have a job and create abundance through this workforce 9 to 5, it's not sustainable. This idea isn't working anymore, and it won't work in the future anymore, and there is no need for it. What we really need is a system that we create together that allows us to live our purpose. And I want to go back to this importance of finding your purpose, because then you contribute in the best and highest possible way. When you do what you were supposed to do, what you came here to do, then you contribute to society in the best possible way. And why shouldn't your needs be met? Now, people always call this some isms, socialism and communism and what? I don't capitalism. I don't believe in isms. And the ideology behind these isms, it's what's keeping us from exploring these new ideas. I believe that if we lose this idea that something is an ism and something is holding us back because it's an ism, then we can look at the ideas and actually see what is working and what isn't working. So I believe that something like a universal basic income or basic universal income, something of the sorts will make sense for all of us. Something of the sorts will help us to create a more beautiful togetherness. And that's part of my reflect and renew process. That's the walks that we're taking. That's what we're talking about, is what are the new systems that are emerging? What are the new ideas? And that's where the power of creation comes in. And that's you, the power of creation. Now, the people that have come up with the systems in the past were also people. And you are people. So the power of your own creation, and now this is what we've been talking about for the past days, is how powerful are your thoughts? How powerful are your thoughts? Whatever you think, you create. There's a creation from every thought. So don't be susceptible to the old way of boxed thinking. You will hear, when you turn on the old news stations, you will hear, if you don't do this, X will happen. We have to do this or we'll go, and that's just not how it is. That's just a narrative that keeps people in fear. We have options. You have options because you're a divine creator. You have options because you are a divine creator and you came here to create. You knew very well that this time was going to happen. You knew that you were going to live through the biggest transformation in human history in millennia. And you knew that your creative power was required to create something more beautiful, more sustainable, more loving, more joyful, more abundant. Yes or no? Do you agree? Let me see what you guys are saying. I have to see. I'm just curious. Yes, exactly. I love what you guys are saying here. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Love over fear, that's beautiful. Um, we're powerful creators indeed. And this power of creation is becoming so abundantly clear now because you have this time on your hands. We all have. If you're not in one of the essential businesses that's out there and that's still, and these people will get their time as well. I know some of them are very hardworking right now. If they're in a healthcare system, then I know they're doing more than ever, and we're all appreciative of that. And I know they will get their time for this reflection too. But a really big part of the population has a lot of time, and as my old friend Ray has always said there's only so much TV that you can watch. There's really only so much TV that you can watch. And I know, Drew, there's only so much football rewatching that you can do. There's no new games, which is also something that I see as a sign for the times that we're going through. This distraction thing has slowed down. You know, a million different sports leagues, 24/7, everything's always buzzing out there. It's slowing down. So we have more time to reflect, renew, and to appreciate our creative power. I think that is what's really important right now. And I will share this link with you. I'll put it right here in the comments of what White Eagle said. And please, so I just shared it, please reread it. Please pull out the sections that speak to you. This is our rite of passage. This is our going within time as humanity. And Drew says no, he still have way too much projects upon projects in my sports research. Yes, but also know that and the doing right now is not the big doing part. See what White Eagle has said. It's the getting ready to be ready part. It's what Abraham always says. Get ready for the inspired action that's to follow. Not jump into the inspired action before you're ready. This time of it is so divinely guided. The universe has given us time to slow down so we can really become clear about our intentions. And it used to be we run around, we work, and we squeeze in a meditation of 10 minutes there, and we squeeze in some downtime for 15 minutes there, and we try to relax a little and feel what we're feeling. But now the majority of our time is this downtime. And don't artificially fill it up with doing. Don't artificially fill it up with doing. There's a purpose for this time, okay? Your needs will be met. I can promise you this. Your needs will be met. You will not go hungry. You will not lose the roof over your head. Your needs will be met. So enjoy yourself. Reflect. Become clear about who you are and what you desire and about your part in this creative process. So this is it from me. I know that you guys, I can feel the energy. We're going to invite Yusi for a little bit, maybe for 2 or 3 questions. And before we do that, let me just jump into the comments and see what you guys are saying. And please also know that there's questions. Christine always pulls the questions that jump at her. So there's no preference there, whatever comes. And we know not all questions can be answered. If you want to ask more questions, if you want to go into greater detail, then there's always the chance to do a one-on-one session with Yusi. You can email us here. I'll put the email address in the comments. But of course, this is as general and beneficial to everyone who's watching as possible. So let me see what you guys are saying, and then we're going to invite Yusi. Thank you, Our Twisted Kitchen. I love the names that you guys come up with. Here's my wonderful, beautiful wife.
Hi, Inspired Tribe. How are you today?
And
there's so many awesome comments.
Yes. Each and every one of you is really, really awesome. Thank you. So let me relax and get Yusi for you guys. We're very excited to be here.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Well, there's really no possibility for us to not be here because we are everywhere at all times. There's only a matter of you tuning in.
Tuning in or not.
We have this vague assumption that there might be questions.
Yes. The first question that I saw here is, what if you have no idea what you want to do in life?
Well, if you have no idea what you want to do in life, then get an idea about what you want to do right now. and forget about life for a moment. It's a very big concept, this whole life thing. Takes a while too. So to fill it all up within 1 second and one thought, it feels overwhelming even to us. And we don't believe that you have to do this at this moment in time. How about choosing what topping you want on your pizza? Or what about choosing what book you want to read next? Or what about choosing which way you're going to go when you go on a walk today, if you have the opportunity to do that? What about choosing for right now and finding out what what feels right feels like? Okay, what about feeling what feels right feels like? What about finding out about that? Because if you find out what the next step that is feels good to you is, and you take it, and that can be being or that can be doing. But if you align with just this very moment and you allow yourself to then align with the next moment and align with the next moment and align with the next moment, you will have filled up a little section of your life and you will have done something with your life that feels good to you. And the more you do that, the clearer the path, your general path, the clearer what your intentions are, the clearer what your desires are will become. And here's a simple example. There's a lot of people that are really, really, really good at assisting and helping other people in some ways, but they don't know it. So the universe sends you a thought, and the thought is that you should put on your walking shoes, not the ones that look so good, but the ones that will take you further because they're more comfortable. So you for some reason you feel like putting on those shoes, and then instead of going left where you usually go, you take a right. You don't know why, but you take it, and you walk and you walk and you walk, and all of a sudden there is someone who requires your assistance. Now in these times, you will distance yourself in a intelligent way, and you will help them. And because you have had this experience and because you were able to be there and followed your impulses and be where you were needed as a component in the other person's life, you will feel a satisfaction within you that might trigger the thought and inspire the thought that you're really good at helping people and that it satisfies you and that it brings you great joy. And then this path will lead you further and further and further. And we don't want to put too much or too many ideas into your head. We just want you to know that when you sit there and ponder and think, oh, what am I going to do with my life? This is such a big question for you that it feels almost impossible to answer. And that's just not the way to go about it. Answer the small question for right now, and the big answers will find you. Trust us on this one. The big answers will find you when you start trusting the smaller ones, the tiny ones, the itsy bitsy mini ones.
Drew is asking,
Who's Drew?
do I need to adjust my path even though I have a huge passion what I do right now?
Drew, we feel like you are contradicting yourself in this question, aren't you? If you're feeling really, 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 really good about what you're doing right now and how you're being right now, and if it feels satisfying to you, why would you even consider adjusting the path? Now, of course, you will always be adjusting your path because there might be a red light and you're just not going to continue to walk into the traffic. But what we mean by that, if you feel like the direction that you're going feels really good to you, why would you think about changing and setting your sails in a different way? That is a question that we're asking you. Why would you even think about that?
I could be doing more for society another way.
Well, now you are bringing up a wonderful and very important topic. And that is something that we desire for all of you to hear. So please, please hear us when we say this. When you start to bring the help before the asking has been done, in other words, when you become a helper before help is needed, then you are starting to create problems where there don't need to be problems. If you are naturally led into situations and ideas and paths where your specific expertise and empathy and potential is required, then this will fall into place for you. But if you go out and look for opportunities to help and look hard, you are creating a problem so you can satisfy your need to help. And this is not productive for you or for anyone. Allow and trust that if what you have to offer is required, the asking part will be brought to you and you will be asked to help in one way or another, or it will be brought to your attention. Now, don't go out randomly offering help where none was asked from you. This is very important because you then create more of that which you do not want rather than align with that which you do desire. Does that make sense to all of you? Because this is really, really important. We see this all the time. It is out of the sense of getting this fulfillment of helping someone that people go out with such a strong desire to help that they help create problems only so they can solve them. Do you see what we're saying? A lot of the suffering on this planet is just that, giving so much focus and attention to potential problems that they become bigger so you can step in and help. We know and understand this is not coming from a bad place, but nonetheless, this is how the law of attraction and creation works. Does that make sense to you? Please don't be shy to express if there's not enough clarity in the words that we're offering.
He said beautiful, 100%. Yes, total sense.
Good. Good. Is there another question?
Yes, there is one question I would like to read to you. What is the right mindset for our new earth? How can we be reassured we will evolve?
Good. Now, we have been sending blocks and ideas and thoughts and images through Jean, and he's been receiving them in different times and at different places and ways. And one thing that was brought up before that we would like to clarify here is that there is a natural order of things, and the natural order of nature, the planetary order of your nature, of your physical reality, is starting to realign itself, and you are beginning to understand your place in that order. Now, it is not our place to tell you exactly where that place is, but it is important that you feel your way into this, because there is a place for you in this order. And this natural way of things is coming back, and nature is making a comeback. And by nature, we mean the natural order of things, which is in alignment with the universal laws, and it is not pushing against, it is becoming more aligned with it. And so this is the natural systems that we are talking about. And then there is that which organizes humanity and how you interact with each other and how you do with each other and how you be with each other. And this is the worldly system, and this is realigning also. And also this system, and because of the desire of humans around the planet, this system is seeking more alignment with the natural way of things. In other words, you are desiring to live in a way that feels good and natural to you all the time, not just in your free time. You're desiring to play and to work and to be and to laugh in a natural way where your body is in alignment with the nature of things, and where your spirit is in alignment with the nature of things, and where you are connected to everything that is living and breathing and being in your experience. And this is what is happening right now. It's a planetary realignment, and it's in a bigger scheme of things in the galaxies and in the universe. This has great effect also. So what your place is you feeling your way to that place, and it has to do with purpose, and it has to do with desire, and it has to do with finding the most direct connection to your highest self, because so far you were distracted so much that you had a hard time allowing for this voice to be the guide that it was meant to be, for the bigger higher part of you to guide you. But right now you have way more time on your hands, and right now you're calmer, right now you are in a more peaceful place, so you can hear it more clearly, and this is going to guide you so you can feel your way to your natural place in the system. And this is what is happening. It is truly an order that is realigning, and it is beautiful, and the whole universe is watching, and we are applauding, and we are cheering, and we are eager, and we are excited. We are so excited for the voices within you to be heard, and we're so excited for the lights that you are to shine. We're so excited for the lights that you are to shine. We're so excited for the lights that you are to shine. This is what is happening, what is unfolding. It is beautiful. It is humongous. It is expansion. It is pure, sheer, pure bliss. This is what is happening, and you are feeling your way into it.
This is the last question I'm going to read. When it comes to wanting to be in alignment, is it a matter of following my intuition every time it speaks to me?
What else could it be? What else could it be? There are two ways of going about things. You can either listen to the voice that is within you and has been, that is eternal, not just throughout your lifetime, eternal. This voice is eternal. It is connected with the all that is always. And when you have a decision to make, you either listen to that, or you listen to all the opinions, or you listen to all the other people, and you read a bunch of articles, and you look at a million different websites and videos, and you fill up your mind with so much information that eventually it brings you into the form that everyone else wants you to be, and that is what information is. But inspiration is a different thing, and that is what you are hearing from within. And always, not 99.999% of the time, but 100% of the time, that intuition part is the way for you to go. Now, here is here. Does that mean that where your intuition leads you always feels comfortable to you? No. Does that mean that you will only walk on clouds and that the sun will always shine, you will never feel a drop of rain? No, that does not mean it at all. But it means that that is your path of least resistance. That is where it comes easiest for you. And that is where you experience exactly what you desire to experience when you listen to that highest self inner voice that you're hearing. It is always, always, always the right way to go.
Thank you.
And so,
It is.
and so,
It is.
and so.
It is. Thank you.
It's good to be back, Inspired Tribe. I'm gonna jump in and read some of your comments here. I know I haven't, or I might do that later. I know I haven't given you the after perspective. I always give the before I tune in to use your perspective. Now the after perspective is that I usually don't remember 95% of what has been said and what has been asked. The feeling that was expanded, I will feel that, but I will not have the memory knowledge, which is especially interesting when we have one-on-one sessions where people ask about their personal stuff, and I will go out of that session and almost immediately forget what was said. I can only feel the energy that stays with me, and that's beautiful. Just something if you were curious. And again, if you have more or deeper questions, there is the possibility of doing the one-on-ones, which are, I know, have helped so many people. And it is some people have said, I've done therapy for years, and I've done one session, and so much more clarity uh, was given to me. So we are so appreciative of the opportunity to do that. And for ourselves, we've had thousands of conversations with UC. We love it, and we love what they bring and the quality of their guidance and their messages. And it is never about telling us what to do, but guiding us to this place where we know it and feel it ourselves. That's the beauty of UC's guidance. So we hope that you enjoyed today's live stream, the Pure Positive Stream of Life. These messages are coming through so strong. We do our daily walks.
Tune in.
We tune in. The ideas are coming, and the one thing, just to have a conclusion for today, is that's literally each and every one of the teachers and the people that we have been listening to, watching, and following over the past decade or even longer, even the ones that are known for having grimmer predictions and that are more fear-based, everyone is feeling the excitement in these times. Now, some don't express it that way, but everyone is feeling it. Everyone feels that there's a much bigger picture here than what we're seeing in a 3D reality right now, but it is unfolding. We're already feeling it, and that's the beauty of it. So this is just a word of encouragement, a word of upliftment for you. There's absolutely no reason for fear. And for those of you who haven't heard it before, our new definition of fear is feel elevated awareness to rise. Put that on your refrigerator, on your phones. Remind yourself, feel elevated awareness to rise. Inspired Tribe, we love you so much.
Thanks for being with us here every single day.
You inspire us, and we're wishing you
Truly too.
an inspired
Rest of your day.